I have had the beautiful opportunity of meeting really amazing people and being able to exchange information. One of them is a woman that I worked with, and she has always been so awesome with giving me random books or ideas or things to read. And she turned me onto this podcast called Invisibilia. It's a really cool podcast, so I highly suggest it. And one of them was about this gentleman who lost his eyes as a young boy because he had cancer. It's like a bat. So when he clicked, he could somewhat see or, hear the things around him, which would allow him to walk and do other things. And the beautiful thing about this guy is that he was riding his bike, climbing, jumping, running, whatever. He didn't care. He kept going regardless of whether or not he had his eyes. And the podcast is about how we generalize and push ideas and energy onto people and stereotype things. So even a lot of institutions or nonprofits that help people who are blind dictate, well, because you're blind, you're helpless, and you can't do this, and that. Which is a problem because this gentleman was told constantly throughout his life he can't bike, he can't hike, he can't run. He started his own nonprofit helping children at a young age to click so that with their tongue so that they are able to function on their own. There's nothing wrong with helping, obviously, but I think it's beautiful that this guy is trying to disprove so many people and prove that things are possible. And I agree with it because I believe in energy, and the energy we push onto something or someone affects things, affects people. When you're cooking, it affects your food. So if you're constantly pushing onto me, oh, you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't do that, that's going to affect me unless I'm going to push all your energy off and be strong and forget all of it. But sometimes it affects you. When you have close people around you telling you that you're unable to do things, or family or institutions, it can cause a problem. Something that we all need to be mindful of is the way we project onto people, the way we tell people they're unable to do things or you can only fit into a tiny box. There's no such thing as a tiny box. We should be able to draw outside of the lines because maybe a simple picture can be so much more. We should be free to do the things we want as long as we're not hurting or affecting someone in a bad way. We shouldn't have people projecting their own ideas and fears onto us. Hearing this negativity and you can't do this and you can't do that and be careful. Best and brightest minds worked outside of the box. Look at Shakespeare. Look at Einstein. Look at Virginia Woolf. There's so many people. Nina Simone, Maya Angelou. All of these people fought and worked outside of the box and believed in themselves. And that's something that we all need to do as well, is believe in ourselves and trust that the way that we're going and what our gut tells us is the direction we need to be in.